people that sit up at night. You know me, I always try to find a time to get on here. Especially because I got two little ones and whatnot. So when they're asleep, I'm like, oh, I ain't gotta worry about, chasing after them. Hope y'all are having a good night tonight. A lot of times when I'm done taking care of everything in the house, I'd be like, yeah, probably jump on here and do a live real quick. But yeah, man. Um, I just had to do this. The title. My husband, his name is Joshua. So I don't know, it just felt like this was like the perfect thing to talk about. I know that there are a lot of people that are like, dating and stuff online, and all these women, they have a fantasy of marrying a guy that takes care of them and everything. And um, I have to say, like, to have what everybody is looking for, it is such a blessing. But at the same time, I just figured that this would be a good moment to just kind of give someone insight, give people insight on what it's like to be married in a traditional sense. So I don't know. I just feel like I didn't really figure out how to put the words yet because it's such an emotional topic. So long story short, lately, especially with the holidays just going by, like, my husband, he's a truck driver, and, the economy hasn't been the best. And that's affected us in many ways, as it always does. It seemed like ever since the pandemic, everything has just been wild, right? But one thing about being married is commitment. That word commitment just drills into you every second. Like, even when you don't feel like it, you're still committed. And with that being said, I just gotta say this, and I'm probably gonna be everywhere because I'm very emotional, but men commit. That when a man loves, it is amazing to me because even when Josh is under this crazy pressure, he still finds a way to make sure that I always know that we're gonna be all right. And that's one thing I have to say, that being a woman in a marriage is like, I don't see how, no matter how terrible things are going, you still find a way to try to make me feel like I'm the most important thing. And it's a wonderful experience, but it just goes to show you that men are wired differently than women, right? And I know, like, especially when it comes to, um, I can't say that. Shout out to you. I can't pronounce that. But anyway, Audrey. But shout out to you. Um, like, in mainstream media, they portray women as loving and caring and soft and submissive, um and I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying, like, in real life. All right, good night. um I feel like men are more emotional that way. um I feel like the way that women are portrayed is always fighting for the relationship, very passionate about the relationship. I don't feel like it's that way in real life. Now, and I'm speaking strictly from my experience because, and not even just from my experience, also from my observation, because even when I look at women online and they talk about what kind of, oh, thank you. Even when they talk about, sorry, y'all, I like to interact with the chat. But even when we talk about how women online, um, they're like, they want a certain type of guy or whatever, and they're deal breakers. It's like, you know, it takes nothing, right? For women to be like, oh, that's a turn off. If he and then the standards that they're looking for, like this guy has to be in perfect shape. He's got to make at least six figures. He's got to be super duper handsome. He's got to be nice to his mama. And it's like, geez, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, including myself. I don't know a whole lot of women that even meet those standards. And I'm not one of these chicks that's just out here just trying to be a pick me or a female red pillar. Like the type of things that women look for in men are impossible, in my opinion. This is my opinion. But at the same time, the things that men, thank you for the compliment, the things that men, like even this guy, I don't even know this guy. Are you a man? Just real quick. I think it's Audrey. Man or woman, I'm sorry, I don't want to misgender you. I don't know. I try to be, polite. I don't know if this is a man here. But anyway, what I'm saying is, okay, you're a girl. Oh, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. I had an uncle named Audrey growing up, and I just grew up thinking that Audrey was a man's name. So I appreciate it. But, and I just really don't want to. Is Audrey a versatile name? I just got to ask. I'm sorry. I'm going to finish my point, y'all. But especially when the kids be asleep, oh man, I'm talking. But anyway, so it's like we look for men to be these impossible beings, but then we don't appreciate them for who they actually are. And this is something that I'm learning in my marriage, right? Because my husband and I, we have been going through some like back to back hardships. And I don't know, like, there would be times when he and I, we would have some very heart to heart conversations. And he would tell me, he would have exes that would have been left him by now. And it's not even for like little petty stuff that mainstream media talk about. Let me see. No, it's my mom's name. I'm not. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I don't know. I thought, well, this is actually specifically for like adults 18 and older, but I don't know. I just set it to where it's for adults. But anyhow, basically, there were things that my husband told me about that he and girls that he's been with before, they'd split. And then like it's not even like mainstream issues. Like people talk about people cheating or people talk about not taking care of the finances, these type of things. It will be stuff like she's tired of washing dishes. She's the only one washing dishes, or if she gets a raise, or she's making more. Cool. If she's making more than him, then she feels like she needs to be. There's this like level up movement. Like she needs to be with somebody who's making more money. And shout out to y'all. You know what? This is my second time. I'm gonna just go ahead and address this. This is my second time having like people 17 and younger in my chats. I used to try to put like an age restriction on there because I usually talk about adult situations. However, I feel like the information that I'm sharing is it can help younger people too. But mostly my platform is about, marriage and raising children and things like that. And I don't feel as though, it's something that's actually like for adults. So I won't get too explicit. I usually don't anyway, especially because I got my own kids back here. But anyway, yeah, so the typical thing that people get upset about in relationships, the mainstream would be like, mainly the cheating, the infidelity. Okay. Um, I, yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Y'all can chill. I need to get used to doing this too because I'm kind of new. But I do appreciate you guys checking in. But y'all should be asleep. Like it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, I'm just finished because I'm a little everywhere, right? So basically, you would be surprised how easy it is to feel like you don't know if the relationship is gonna work out. I mean, people think that I used to think this before I got married. I used to think that since we're married, things are going to be different. So, like, you know, the little arguments and the nitpicky stuff and all that we used to deal with, um, that wouldn't happen. Because once we get married, somehow magically, everything is supposed to just be brand new and everything's supposed to be different now. And I think that's a very romantic way of looking at it. And I also think that that's the way that women oftentimes we fantasize about things and we idealize things. And a lot of times when we achieve a lot of what we want in life, we find ourselves kind of thinking of it like, I'm gonna say it from my experience. I used to feel like since I'm a woman and I was able to achieve certain things, then it should be easy for men, right? And so, with that being said, hold on, let me check something real quick on here.